Should we be buying stocks for tomorrow? What direction should we be looking at? What stocks should we be looking at as well? Let's go over some levels, some of like the Mag 7s, Nvidia, some sectors as well. I'll try to keep the video. We'll just go and see how whenever the video closes. So yeah, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, comment those stocks down below, and let's get straight into it. Let's start off with Nvidia. So Nvidia will be the first one. A little slow movement in this range. The only thing I'm really doing on Nvidia right now is shorter term plays, as in scalping. So as Nvidia moves day by day, we're looking for high probable scalps that we can do that take like 5-10 minutes, and then the day is over with. We go do something else with our day. I do not look at the market all day, okay? That's not freedom to me. Today we did about Nvidia, 16% gain on Nvidia in the Discord. Make sure you guys join to really see the market differently, build that independence, find trades on your own, and really turn into that monster trader. And that was the only play I did today too. We did Nvidia calls to our target, and that was about it. So other than that, we still have this resistance around like 180, 145 because we tried to get above it, but we're kind of closing right at that area. So I want to see if we pull down from that tomorrow. Then our new support on Nvidia will be right around 178. So the bigger buy I'm looking out for Nvidia is I want Nvidia down here to the 160s and 150s. This is where I want to do like a bigger buy on Nvidia for like longer term shares. I also want to be doing swing puts on Nvidia, but we need to break the support first. That's when I'll start looking for like some swing puts on Nvidia to see if we can continue this downward movement that it's been having, because Nvidia is pretty much trying to turn bearish. So that's what I'm looking out for Nvidia. AMD support is the same, resistance level is the same. Nothing big I would do on AMD. I would probably let AMD kind of move a little bit. The only thing I might do on AMD is like a shorter term play, as in scalping. That would take right around 10 minutes, and I'll probably look for AMD to pull down tomorrow to around like 212 or so and scalp to that area. So that's the only play I look out for Nvidia, AMD. Other than that, any bigger longer term shares, I'm not touching them just yet. I would like to buy some more, but honestly, AMD would probably have to come down to like the 150s, 160s. So I might just take a little profit off AMD sometime this week and then keep it nice and smooth. If you look at AVGO ran up to all-time highs. There's nothing I could do on AVGO right here. All I have now for AVGO is just holding the long-term shares and enjoying those. They do have earnings coming up next week on the 11th, so we'll kind of just wait for the earnings. But other than that, there's nothing like option-wise I would do. And then TSM is just like AVGO. There's nothing option-wise that I would do right now. Just kind of holding long-term shares and letting those kind of build. Whenever they get pulled down, I'll look to buy some more. SMCI never really showed that strength of breaking resistance. It touched it here and came right back down. So SMCI is still kind of in this little stall out range. Nothing big in here just yet. We're looking to see when it's going to get out this range. Right now it is bearish and it's on the trend down. Okay. It has done this multiple times and it's had decent recoveries, right? Decent trend down right here. Recovered nicely, recovered nicely, recovered nicely, recovered nicely. So we just have to wait for the recovery before I play SMCI. That's like the biggest thing I'm looking out for is the recovery. But we won't get that until we break resistance levels, right? That can be like one of our early signs of when to buy something once it starts breaking resistance. SMCI never did that, so I didn't buy it, and all it did was just go lower. So I would still kind of watch out for that 35 as a resistance area, as like the number one thing I'm kind of watching out for. We'll go ahead and throw in app. I saw this one in the comment section. Nice vertical movement, a little too vertical. I would say your first area of resistance is probably around 699.85. No really clean support. Maybe once it starts breaking that first area, if it gets up to like the 720s, maybe that might be something to play like higher pricing. Other than that, it's a little too vertical. No real pull down just yet. Maybe if it pulls down, stalls out a little bit, and then tries to come back up, that might be a little more decent. But app, nothing too strong for just yet. Be careful if price just moving doesn't mean it's always a play. The very big difference of what's a play and what's not a play. It'll be better as if you see app, see how it ran up like this and then it came down. Then it had that secondary movement breaking a resistance here. This is when I would buy it. So if it came down and then had that movement, we'll see. Or it might be a buy in here if it starts breaking the other resistance levels. We'll just see. No rush to it. And then ARM, let's see, ARM, same levels on ARM. I was looking for a reversal, resistance 139.90. If you look at the high, 139.35, like 55 cents away from that, and it kind of just came straight down and had a lot of selling pressure to it. Look at the 5-minute chart. Came close to the resistance area and zoom, quick selling. That's why I hope these levels help you out a lot to help you determine direction. If price is getting close to resistance, we kind of want to watch it because price might start coming down, right? So I don't want to be looking for strong calls around a resistance area. But if you do get calls around a resistance area, be mindful to hold through some drawdown. That's what we have to see. So we'll see. I think the CEO has filed to sell about 6,000 shares of ARM, and we have that support around 132. So nothing really changed on the ARM front. Net as well, Cloudflare, support the same. We do have a resistance on Cloudflare that if this broke around 210.25, then I would look for possible upside, maybe up to 220s. That'll be a possible call option play that I'm looking out for. Other than that, there's nothing I would do like in between the support and resistance. Not yet. I would look for bigger drops, maybe around 160s. I'll start buying some net longer term. Oracle, make sure you watch the video for this one. Earlier posted, I did post on Oracle. I think Oracle will do some big gains longer term. Let's go over Palantir. Palantir closed at resistance, same area, Palantir resistance, right around like 170.65. We're still looking for that to break. We do have another support now that's closer on Palantir at about 166.20. There's nothing big that I would do on Palantir right here, only shorter term. The only way shorter term I look out for is if we start breaking this resistance level around 173.40. But also we have another one around 175.70. So it would have to break, come up tomorrow. It'll have to break the 170.65, the 173.40, and also the 175.70. I have to break all three of these. And then I might look for calls for it to try to go up to the 180s, like shorter term though. Nothing really bigger, like long term for bigger pushes. And then if we go to Tesla, support, resistance the same, nothing really big on Tesla right now. We had like smaller targets on Tesla that kind of hit today, but other than that, nothing really big that I would do in here. Still waiting for Tesla to break some major resistance or support areas. Kind of slow. Been in the same price range for months since like the mid of September. So over 2 months, not really any big movement on Tesla. Okay, so we'll see. I think a big movement is coming on Tesla. We just have to kind of have that patience for it. And then if we go to Apple, Apple ran up all new time highs today. We were watching it live, but it kind of moved too fast before there was a play. So I didn't chase it, kind of just let it go. We have a smaller support. We'll see if this holds tomorrow around 284.75. If it breaks that, we might get a little downward movement. And then we also have a smaller resistance around 286.80. If we break that, then we probably will go back to all-time highs on Apple tomorrow. And then Meta, still trying to show some strength. I am thinking about getting some possible Meta calls for it to reach up in the high sixes, like the 690s, maybe even the 700s, for it to kind of push up there. Support's the same as well. So that's probably the only thing I'm looking at for Meta is like a reversal. We did buy some Meta long-term shares in this range of like the 590s, so that was a good buy long-term. Don't be scared of stocks going down because that's when you get the good entry prices, right? You should actually love it when these stocks go down because that's just the best opportunities, right? So bought some Meta long-term shares, looking for some possible swings on the Meta. Also, Microsoft as well has a new support now. I would say probably like around 47, 45. Trying to see if Microsoft can hold above the support and get strength and try to get some bigger reversals and around the 500 area before it gets to that bigger resistance. So we'll see how Microsoft does, but they had a little push. Nothing says this push is going to go just crazy to the moon. We could start to come right back down and start pouring back down and make newer lows. So just be mindful of that and build those cash positions. Then Google McDougal, Monster, we did Google, I think actually a day ago or something. But yeah, so nothing really major on Google. We have a smaller resistance. If it breaks that, I've been looking for all-time highs, 327.55. We have a bigger support down here. There's nothing I'd really do on the Google frame. And when I say there's nothing to do on like a stock, there's nothing like high probable that stands out to me that has a clear entry, clear resistance, clear support, clear direction, and a clear play, right? Everything has to be clear. Everything has to be structured. I don't just play like random movement. So smaller support, trying to hold 314.90. But also, let's go over Netflix, take off this support. Resistance level the same, 112.30. And then support is about 105.25. Nothing major on Netflix, but those are kind of the areas I'm looking out for. I'm just assuming Netflix wants to continue going down. So I would just assume Netflix wants more droppage. And then might even be some potential plays if it breaks that support. That might be a play I look out for, unless it comes to break that resistance. But if it starts to come down and break that support, I might look for some decent puts on Netflix in that lower range. And then the S&P 500 support, resistance levels, I'll probably stay the same. You do have another smaller Another decent resistance area on SP 100 right around like 680, 230. But watch out for that. So these are our two areas of SPY, but nothing really crazy going on with the SPY front. Him started to come right back down, never broke resistance, so I didn't play it for that reversal push. Coming back down, if we break that support, just assume Hims wants to start making newer lows. Okay, very bearish, very heavy on the downside. Just be careful of it, right? It'll be more of a reversal play or like a reversal play once it finds a stronger support area. Even like this, it dropped for a while, found a stronger support, and then it started getting the strength. Just like what was the stock we looked? I think it was like SMCI. That reversal, I think that might be the bigger play. Eli Lilly hasn't broke resistance either, so I didn't play any continuations. We're kind of slowly dropping. We do have a support area like around 1,045-ish in that area. Eli Lilly, if we break that, we'll probably get some more downward movements. If we go down, then you would just be playing in the movement of direction. I would like a little balance out of here. Then if it start going down again, then maybe play that secondary run of puts on Eli Lilly. We'll see. UNH a little slow, same levels, nothing really crazy on the UNH front. Also, the banks, still watching those. Let's go over gold. Gold support the same, resist the same. I'm trying to see if I want to get gold calls in this area, or I might just be a little more patient and wait for a little more movement. We'll see. But I do want to get calls once it breaks this bigger area. We did play gold calls right here. It did all the way to 70%. We sold those on November 13th. Haven't played gold since, but I am looking for it. So levels are the same. And then silver, strength, booming, all-time highs on silver as well. There might even be a possible call option on silver tomorrow to break above to the 54s and continue going up. It just kind of depends what we need to see on silver. No real updates on levels. It's just very strengthful right now. And once we get a balance of price, balance meaning some drop like this, or even a smaller drop like this, like a 2-day drop, then that also might be the time that I load up on silver for it to continue on these higher movements. A lot of stocks we're looking to buy long term though, as in like Home Depot, the Costco's, Clorox, STZs, pools. A lot of stocks I don't talk about that we are looking to buy long term that could do phenomenal gains. Like some of the stocks we did was CAT. CAT's about to reach more all-time highs. Y'all know we bought CAT all the way down here in the 280s. So just off shares, just off understanding the market, it's up over 100% just off CAT, right? But I never posted that in the video. That was purely for the Discord. Even AVGO we bought. We bought AVGO down here and around the 170s, 160s. AVGO did another 121% all shares in the same year. Didn't post that. We just did it on the Discord. So a lot of stuff we do on the Discord, I just don't post or anything like that. So make sure you guys join. First description. Get the knowledge. It's very, very crucial, man. Very crucial. And then other than that, thank you guys for watching the video. Smash the like button, subscribe if you're new. Always remember, no trade of ours, sell anything, just for educational purposes only. So do not trade anything you see or hear in the video. Catch you guys on the next one. Bye.